glasses or hats or anything else that you want to pick off of the list. These are virtual, but it's so cool. It moves with me. I mean, I just think it's the coolest thing.
Weird.
So
Yeah,
these are
but
my
you
New
don't want to
Year's.
know. You don't want to know where they place themselves when you step away from the camera, though.
Oh, did they? I can imagine. Yes, I can imagine. Well, I will take them off. Hey, Louisa.
Hi.
I'm going to take them off so I don't distract you. Dear yogis, welcome. I'm honored that you chose to be here with me today to start the new year off with a bang. So this is the year that in the Chinese zodiac, the year of the ox. And interestingly, 2020, which we're really ready to get rid of, right, was the year of the rat. Very appropriate. Year of the rat. So we're getting rid of the rat, coming into the ox. The ox, if you were born in 2021, but if you were born in 1949, 1961, 1973, 1985, 1997, and I don't think anybody here is younger than that. I don't know, maybe Danielle, you are. Anyhow, if you were born in those years, you are an ox. And oxen are diligent, dependable, strong, determined, faithful, patriotic. And their weakest part is their communication. So hopefully we'll bring in the year of the ox with a bang, and hopefully all of your New Year's resolutions include a regular yoga practice. So one of the hand mudras for making a commitment, such as a resolution, this is called Sankapala. And what you do is you take your left hand, cross it over your midline, and place it palm up on your right thigh. So this is crossing your heart, opening and receiving. And then so it's receptive. And then the right hand just covers the left hand. And that is the sealing of the commitment that you're making for the new year. So you're receiving your commitment and you're sealing the commitment. So with your hands in this Sankalpa Mudra, let's close our eyes and take a couple of really deep breaths to start off the new year. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, following your oxygen coming in through your nose all the way down your throat, opening your lungs, opening your ribs, inflating your belly. And as you exhale, you'll feel your belly deflate like a balloon. And your diaphragm comes back up to its original position as all the air leaves your body. And then repeat, visualizing the breath coming in, opening the lungs, contracting your diaphragm, pushing it down, opening the ribs, inflating the belly. And then deflating the balloon very slowly. As you continue breathing, focus on your breath, but I'll just tell you a couple more benefits of this deep breathing. It massages all your internal organs, and that helps your metabolism and your digestion, among other things. And there's this author, James Nestor, who studied breathing techniques for over 10 years. And in his research, this is a fact. Deep, proper breathing, such as you're doing now, is the most important thing for your health. Absolutely, more than genetics, more than diet, more than exercise. I know it's hard to believe, but it is true. So this deep breathing is something you must do every day, several times a day. My friend Heather Dudley told me that she learned from another yogi that they call this water. He called it a water breath. This is something you do every day, several times a day, just like water. Take one more deep, 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 slow, big breath. At your own pace, exhale very slowly. And then bring your breathing back to normal. And then if you care to join me with Anjali Mudra, which is the prayer position, hands at your heart center, and we'll take a deep breath together and we Om in. Om Balu Sat Guru Bhagavan Ki. The divine is the inner teacher. Good. Thank you for coming. So we're going to do a lot of heart openers today because we're going to open our hearts for a better 2021. So we'll start in our seated position as we are, and we're going to do some seated cat cows. So for the seated cat, you take your hands on your knees and you push your spine backwards as you tuck your tailbone under, tuck your chin, and then just make a big C shape with your back, pushing your spine to the back. And then to come into the seated cow, we're going to open our heart by bringing our chest forward, shoulders down from the ear, put the arch in your lower back, and breathe in. And then as you breathe out, slowly through your nose, come back in to your seated cat. And then as you inhale very slowly through the nose, expand forward, bringing the chest open into your cow, head up, neck long, arch the back, tailbone back. And then come back to your upright position, switch the cross of your legs so we give equal time. And this time we're going to do some more flexions of the spine, but a little bit differently. Take your hands in front of you and then just bow forward as far as you can. You don't have to come very far, but come as far as you can and push your spine upward as you tuck your chin. And now very slowly come back upright and then place your hands behind you, fingers pointing forward so that you're able to open your heart up to the ceiling, bring your shoulders down, chest high, look up, keep your head in line with the spine, push the chest up, take a deep breath, and then exhale, come back up to center, and then walk your hands forward again and flex the spine again, pushing your vertebra backwards as you tuck your chin. And then slowly inhale, come upright. And then one more time, open your heart to the heavens by pushing your chest upwards, shoulders back. Try to think about the points of your shoulder blades coming together on your back. Big heart opener. And then back to center. So we're going to do some somatic exercises here. Somatic exercises being isolated small movements. So get on your sides. Pick any side because we're going to do both sides. And then extend your arm long so that you can rest your head comfortably, and then bend your knees. So your knees are supporting you. And we're going to work on our abductor muscles, which are the muscles that take our legs away from our midline, which is the outer part of our leg. So with bent knees, just lift your top leg up, and then very slowly bring it down. So these somatic movements are very slow and deliberate. You concentrate on the movement as you lift your legs slowly. Feel the hip opening, feel the abductor muscles on the outside of your leg work. And then very slowly come down. And then once more up. And then once more down. And again, slowly up. And then slowly down. Okay, so now we're going to take the top knee and bring it into our chest so that we're flexing the spine. And then bring it back out, extending the leg long. So your bottom knee is still bent, but the top leg is now straight. And then bend that top knee again, bring it in toward your chest, flexing the spine. Extend the leg back long. And once again, bend the knee slowly, bring it in toward your chest. And extend the leg long. Now pause here with the top leg extended long, and then we'll do some abductor muscle movements here, slowly raising the top leg up straight, and then bringing it down straight. Raising it up straight, and then down, up, down, and once more up, down. Okay, so bring the knees together, get balanced here, and we're going to take we're going to do some internal and external rotations of that hip. So the internal rotation, we're keeping our knees together, we're lifting the top foot up, knees together. So you feel your hip rotating inward, and then you bring that foot down. Top foot comes up, hip rotates inward, and then that foot comes down. One more time, up, down. One more time, up, and then down. So for the exterior rotation, you're going to keep your feet together and open the top knee up. So now you're going to feel your hip rotating externally as you bring it back down. You can keep your head down. I'm just lifting my head so I can see you guys. And also my earpiece is in this ear and I don't want to interfere with what you're hearing. So keep on going up and down. Once more up. And once more down. Okay, so now roll to the other side. So we give equal time. Starting with your knees bent, get your balance. Your hand can rest in front of you. Okay, and then we're going to work the abductor muscles by lifting the bent knee up, and then very slowly, deliberately feeling the movement down, slowly up, high as you can go, slowly down. Again, abductor muscles, abductor muscles. And then back down versus your adductor muscles, which are on the inside of your leg. Once more up. And then once more down. Okay, so now we're going to do our tiger curl. So bring the top leg into the chest, flex the spine, bring it as high as you can, and then extend the leg long. And then bend the knee into the chest again, flexing the spine. Good. And then extending it long. Once again, feel your vertebra flex as you do this. And extending long. And one more time, flex. And then extend long and pause here with your leg, top leg extended, your bottom knee is still bent. Now we'll lift the top leg up, keep it straight, and then bring it back down slowly. Just very, very slowly. Lift it as high as you can go. Feel your muscles work. And then very slowly down. And then up, 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 up. Very slowly down. And then up, 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 up. And then slowly down. Okay, rebend both legs, knees on top of each other. And keep your knees together. And then we're going to lift the top foot up. So we're rotating the hip inward and then bringing that foot down, keeping the knees together, lift the top foot up and then down and then up and then down. Once again, up and then down and once more up and then down. Okay, For the opposite, you're going to keep your feet together and we're going to open the knee up to rotate our hip outward. And then down. And then up. Down. Up. Down. And once again, up. And then down. Okay, push up and come onto your hands and knees into table position. Pad the knees here accordingly. With wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to do some rolling cat-cow. So it's going to look like this. You're going to roll to one side, come forwards, extending the spine, arching the back, and then come to the other side, and then push your back up into your cat, and then come to the side and come forward into your cow, and then come to the other side and push back into your cat. So it's rolling your body around, alternating flexing and arching your back. And then come to neutral and then go in the opposite direction a few times. So where we're coming now to the other side, bring your chest forward as you arch your back and then push your back up to the ceiling into your cat, and then come to the one side, come into your cow, extending your spine long, and then push back up into your cat. And then once more, the rolling, 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 and push up to your cat. And then come back to neutral table. Sit back towards your heels. Slowly come back up to your table. And then once again, very slowly come back towards your heels with your bottom. Lubricating our joints. And then very slowly back up to table. And now push into your hands so that you can come up onto your knees. Again, patting your knees accordingly. Kick your left leg out to the side. We'll start that way. Push your, take your left foot and point it away from you. Your heel can be, your toes can be up or the foot can be flat, whatever is best for you. And then we're going to take the left hand into this hip socket. The right arm is going to go beside the ear and we're going to just reach over that leg. Feel how your right ribs open up here. Bring your shoulder back so your chest stays open. And then slowly bring the arm back up. Bring that hand to your hip. Rotate your left toes so that they're pointed forward. Bring the left arm up. And now we're going to lean over to the right. Bring the left shoulder back so your chest stays open. And then reach up. Bring both hands down in front. Keep the leg extended. Plant the right hand and twist open to the left. One more breath here. Bring the hand down as you exhale. Go ahead and bring the knee back in to table. Take a deep breath. Exhale as you push slowly into your cat back. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, open the vertebra. Inhale, make your breath last long as you drop your belly down toward the mat, arch your back, bring your shoulders down from your ears into your cow. And then come to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, bring your bottom towards your heels. Inhale, come back to table. Push into your hands and then come back to your kneeling position. And this time we'll kick the right leg out, point the right toes away from you. Toes can be up or down. Right hand goes right into the hip crease. Your left arm comes up, and then we're going to reach all the way over as far as we can, keeping our shoulder up. Try not to let the shoulder fall forward. Inhale, pull back up. Left hand comes on the hip, right toes point forward, right arm comes up. Inhale, exhale, we're gonna lean over now to the left. We're gonna keep the shoulder back, open the chest. And then all the way back up. Hands come down in front, keep the leg extended. Weight goes into the left hand as you twist open to the right. Take a couple big deep breaths here. And then come on down, bring the knee in, and then come on to your bellies into Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose is where your arms are parallel to each other, hip with shoulder width apart. Your elbows are tucked by your sides and your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Your fingers are open. You push your pelvis into the mat and then push your thighs into the mat as you roll your thighs inward toward each other. So in other words, the outside parts of your thighs are coming down toward the mat. Try to relax the middle of your buttocks. So you're really using the outside of your buttocks, and then pull the mat towards you so that you can push your chest forward. Bring your shoulders down from your ears, make your head long like a turtle coming out of its shell. And then breathe, keep rotating those thighs inward. This is a mild back bend and heart opener. As you pull your arms towards you, your chest is opening forward. And now bring your hands together and clasp them in front of you. Lace your fingers and bring your pinkies down onto the mat. So we're going to come into a forearm plank. So you can do this with your hands clasped like this, or you can do it with your hands separated. I'm going to try it with my hands clasped because this is how the world record holder for forearm planks did it. He held the forearm plank for over 8 hours. Tuck your toes and then push up into your forearms. Bring your body in a diagonal line from the crown of your head to your heels and breathe. And think about doing this for over 8 hours. We can't even do it for 8 minutes, probably not even hardly 8 seconds. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing, and then come back down with your pelvis and uncurl your toes and take a little break before we do it again. So the female world record holder is a little over 4 hours. So that's something a little easier to shoot for, I think. After 4 hours, the male record holder's elbows started bleeding, and he went on for 4 more hours. Okay, take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale, tuck the toes, come up to your forearm plank. Really use your abdominal muscles. Breathe, 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 and then come on back down. Pause, relax. Make sure your neck is not tight. Make sure your shoulders are down from the ears. And we'll come up one more time. So if you want to experiment here, another way to do it is to separate your arms into the Sphinx pose and see which way you like better. Take a deep breath. Tuck your toes, push into your forearms, and lift your body in one straight diagonal line from the crown of your head to your heels. Try not to tense up your neck. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then come on back down, uncurl your toes. From here, push up to your knees. Keep your forearms down, push up to your knees. Have your hands, you can do this either way. Clasp your fingers in front of you or have your arms parallel to each other, flat on the mat. We're going to come into a dolphin pose, which is like a downward facing dog, except we're on our forearms. So tuck your toes and then lift your bottom up high, high, high up in the air. And keep your knees bent. And then once you're here, maybe walk your feet up forward a little bit and then breathe. This is really good for upper body strength as well. And then you can walk your feet back, bring your knees back down, and then walk your legs back. And then come into crocodile pose for a moment with your arms crossed and rest your head on your forearms. Crocodile pose. Okay, now please bring your hands, your arms beside your body with your palms facing up. So your hands are right below your hips, palms facing up. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, lift your left leg up off the mat, but keep your left hip pushed into the mat. You can rest your head down if you like. I can keep my head up so I can talk. Take a couple of breaths here. And then slowly lower that leg back down. Inhale. Exhale, lift the right leg up, but keep pushing the right hip point into the mat as you lift the leg. Rotate the thigh inward slightly like you did in Sphinx. And then that leg comes down. Now we'll do both legs. Again, you can rest your forehead on the mat if you like. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, lift both legs, push both hip points into the mat. Your pelvis is pushed into the mat and your toes are stretching to the back of your mat. So pretend you're elongating your legs here. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears and your neck is relaxed. One more breath here, really lengthening your legs. And then come all the way down. And now we're going to do the top half. So keep your feet and your pelvis and your thighs on the mat as you lift your hands up about 2 or 3 inches and then lift your chest up off the mat. So keep your head in line with your spine. Don't look up like I'm doing because I'm trying to see you. Keep your head in line with the spine and push your fingertips toward the back of your mat. So you bring your shoulders down from your ears, bring your elbows toward each other behind you so that you're opening your chest, and then come all the way down. Now we're going to do both halves. So lift the top part of your body, lift your hands about 3 or 4 inches from the mat, and then now lift both legs, push fingers and toes to the back of the mat, like you're lengthening your arms and you're lengthening your legs. This is a locust pose, Shalabhasana. Make sure you're not kinking up your neck. Keep your head in line with the spine. Breathe. And then come all the way down. Arms back in front into crocodile. Rest your head for a couple of breaths here. All righty. So we're going to do half of a bow pose now. So take your right arm extended in front of you. And then you're going to bend your left knee. So here you can use a strap. If you can't grab your foot, take your strap and then lasso it around that foot. If you can grab your foot and pull the foot toward your bottom. Okay, so your right arm is extended. You're holding your foot or your strap. Your heel is coming into your bottom. This is a quad stretch right here. So you can feel your quadriceps engage. Now, if it's available to you, then lift, see if you can lean onto your right hip bone and kick your left foot into your hand and lift your left knee off the mat. So this is like half of a bow. And then slowly come down. Good. And then release. We'll switch to the other side. And we'll bend the right knee. Either lasso your foot with a strap or grab your foot into your hand. First, start with just bringing the heel into your buttocks. And then lean slightly over to your left hip as you bring your right knee off the mat, kicking into the hand. And then come on down. Okay. And then take your hands underneath your shoulders. Walk them out to their, maybe outside of your mat even, but keep them in line with your shoulders. Push your pelvis down, rotate your thighs inward so that you are not pinching your lower back. You're pushing your pelvis and your thighs into the mat, rotating your thighs inward. You're going to push into your hands and come up to this wide cobra pose. And when you're up here, bring the shoulders away from the ears, bring your chest forward. Think about, make sure you're rotating your thighs inward so that the middle of your butt's not all crunched up. And then come on down. Now walk the hands back in, park them right underneath of your shoulders. Bring your elbows real close to your sides and keep them there as you now push into your pelvis, push into your thighs and your tops of your feet, push into your hands and roll up into full cobra, bringing your shoulders down from your ears, pretending your neck is long like a turtle coming out of the shell. Breathe. And all the way back down. Now push into your hands, come back to table. And from table, we're going to tuck our toes, take a deep breath, and push up to your downward facing dog. So in down dog, start with bent knees so you can have a nice long spine. Separate the fingers wide on the mat. Push into all 10 finger pads and the base of your fingers and the base of your palm. Squeeze the forearms toward each other so that your shoulders roll out. Let your head hang between your arms. Your chest is melting toward your legs. Bend one knee and then bend the opposite knee as you're pedaling slowly, a couple of times. Keep pushing into all 10 fingers. Keep squeezing your arms toward each other, the forearms toward each other. And then walk slowly up to your hands with bent knees. And then very slowly rise up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra at your heart center. And then arms down by your sides, pausing into Tadasana, mountain pose. All right, so for about one-legged balance today, we'll do the flamingo, which is pretty much what we just did on our bellies with the half bow pose, Dhanurasana. It's a quad stretch, so pick whatever foot you want to start with. I'm going to start with my least strong leg because get that out of the way and then I can move to my stronger leg. So bend the opposite leg, bring the heel into the buttocks. Now, what you want to, and then you can lift the arm up beside your ear. What you want to remember here is to try to keep your knees together and the tailbone down. So you want to even just push your pelvis forward a little bit. You'll get a better stretch here in the quad. Good. And release. Shake that out. And then we'll switch sides. Take your time, finding your drishti, your focal point, shifting the weight over. Try to keep your knees together. Tuck your tailbone downward so that your pelvis is shifting forward a little bit. Good. And whenever you're ready, release that. Shake it all out and then come back to Tadasana, mountain pose at the top of your mat. Think about the alignment of your spine. Reset your spine into one nice long line. crown of your head all the way down to your feet. Shoulders down, chest open, belly in, thighs rotating inward slightly. Your feet are parallel to each other. Now, take your feet all the way to the edges of your mat so that you're in a wide Tadasana. And then bring your hands in front and then bring your thumbs down, push open a curtain. And then clasp your hands behind your back like so. Now, if that doesn't work for you, take a strap and just hold on to the strap behind your back. Okay, so this is a heart opener. Whatever you're doing with either holding a strap or clasping your hands, pull your hands away from your bottom so that you can feel your chest open forward. Keep your shoulders down from your ears. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, fold forward from the hip crease all the way down as far as you can go and keep your hands up toward the ceiling. And then bend the knees so that you can slowly come back up. Release the hands, shake it out. And then back, your feet together, back to Tadasana. And come toward the front of your mat so that we can have room to move backwards. Have blocks and padding for your knees handy as we do this little flow. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Reach up as high as you can with your fingertips without bringing your collarbone up. Exhale, come into your chair pose, Utkatasana. So here, tuck your belly in, tailbone goes down. If you look down, you can see the tops of your toes. Arms can be up beside the ears or forward, whatever is not going to hurt your shoulders. Pause for a couple of breaths. Keep your thighs parallel to each other. Good. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your thighs, straighten your legs, flatten your back. Stretch the back so that your head goes forward, your tailbone goes back, your body's in an L shape here. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, bring your hands all the way down to the mat or blocks beside the feet. Take a deep breath here, and then exhale as you step your right foot back. So this is a high lunge. So if you're on blocks or on your hands should be on either side of the front foot, not forward of the foot, not behind the foot, right beside the foot. You want a nice long line from the crown of your head to the back heel. Good. Now, put the right knee down. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked. And then we're going to raise our arms up in front, up to our Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. So when your arms are up here, look up, bend backwards, open your chest toward the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, bring your arms in a T. Thumbs down. Inhale. Push the curtain away as you bring your hands behind you. If you can clasp your hands behind your back, do. And then pull your fists away from your bottom as you look up, open your chest even more toward the ceiling. Opening your heart. Release your clasp. Bring the hands back down beside the front foot. Tuck your right toes, lift the right knee off the mat so that we're back to the high lunge. And then we're going to step the left foot back so that we are in a plank pose, full plank. Wrists underneath the shoulders. Tuck the belly in, long line from the crown of your head down to your heels. Breathe, full plank, breathe. One more breath. Exhale, bring your knees down. And then we're going to shift our weight forward. Keep your arms straight and bring your chest between your arms. Push the mat away so that you bring your shoulders away from your ears. Push the chest forward. This is a version of upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, push back the table. Tuck toes. Push up to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up in the air behind you. Exhale as you swing it up between your hands or blocks, or pick it up and put it there. So however you get it there, just make sure it ends up right between your hands. And take a deep breath. Exhale, shift your left foot up beside your right foot. And then slowly rise up as you inhale. Reach way up with your hands, Urdhva Hastasana, lean back. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra, right in your heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Pause here for a couple of breaths. Mentally roll your thighs inward. Keep your legs parallel to each other, tailbone down. Weight in all four corners of each foot. Inhale. Exhale, hands on the thighs, straighten the legs, flatten the back. Extend the head forward, tailbone back. Inhale. Exhale, bend knees, come all the way down with your hands on blocks or the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, step your left foot back to a high lunge. Okay, so here again, you want your hands, if you're using blocks, block will go under each hand, but each hand's on either side of the front foot. Think about a long straight line from the crown of your head to your heel. Engage your quadriceps in your left leg. So lift your left thigh up toward the ceiling. Good. Okay, take a deep breath. Exhale, bring the knee down. And then get light in your fingertips so we can come up to Anjaneyasana on this side. So make sure the front knee is over the ankle, chest open. Inhale, open arms in a T. Thumbs down. Exhale as you push the curtain open, clasp your hands behind you. Pull your hands away from your bottom so that you can lean back and push your chest up to the ceiling. Pull your shoulders down from the ears, opening the heart. Welcoming the new year, heart open to 2021. Okay, release the hands. Bring them back down in front of you on either side of the foot. Lift your left knee off the mat and then step your right foot back to full plank. Engaging your core muscles, making sure your neck's soft. Long, straight diagonal line from the crown of your head to your heels. Inhale. Exhale, knees come down, and then you shift your chest forward between your hands into upward facing dog. Good. Inhale. Exhale, push back to your knees. Tuck toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up way behind you. Exhale, up between your hands. Inhale, exhale, step up with your right foot. And then slowly rise up. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, lean back. Exhale, arms in a T. Anjali Mudra. And then pause in Tadasana. Reset the spine. I always say reset the spine after we do a flow so that your head's on top of the shoulders, your chest is open, shoulders down from the ears, legs parallel to each other, thighs rolled in. Okay, step your feet apart as wide as you can, and maybe even go outside of your mat as long as you're not going to slip. And then your toes are going to go out sort of in a diagonal. because we're going to squat down and take our hands on our thighs like so, like we're in a football huddle. Since it's coming into the championships, college championships. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, shift your weight to the right leg, straighten your left leg and bring your left shoulder in toward the right leg. And then come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to now shift to the left leg, straightening the right leg. Right shoulder comes in toward the left. And then slowly back to center. One more time, inhale. Exhale, bring left shoulder over to the right. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale, right shoulder to the left. And then back to center. Come on, back up, walk your feet together. Return to Tadasana. Inhale up. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold all the way down and step both feet back to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, knees come down. And then sit back towards your heels into child pose. So if you want to widen your knees and bring your feet together back behind you, sometimes that's easier to get your head down. Whatever child pose you take, make sure their forehead rests on something, either a block, mat, or your hands. So now if your arms are not extended above your head, go ahead and extend them there now. And then walk your hands to the right, keeping your head tucked between your arms. So we're going to be into a laterally bended child pose, opening up the left rib cage. Walk hands back to center. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, walk hands all the way to the left. Keep your head between your arms as you open up your right rib cage in this laterally bent child pose. And then slowly walk hands back to center. Push up. And then please come onto your backs with your head facing toward me. If you're here with me, if you're at home on Zoom, you can go any way that you like, but you want to stay with bent knees. Grab your block or a bolster or a pillow if you don't have a block. You're going to lift your hips and place your sacrum on the block. And you can either stay here with your feet on the mat or raise your legs up to an inversion, the Parya Karani. Now, if those of you who don't have a block, if you want to instead just lift your hips up and support your bottom with your hands in a half of a shoulder stand, you can do that as well. Or you can just put your legs up the wall or use a pillow instead of the block. Whatever you choose to do, just get comfortable so that you can use this as a relaxation. Slowly, please lower your legs if they're up. Remove the block. And then bring both knees into your chest, and clasp your fingers around your shins. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll on your spine, both directions. Release the spine. Then bring your feet back down to the mat. Bring your arms in a T, but palms facing up. Cross the right leg over the left knee. So your knee over knee, just like you're sitting in a chair. And then we're going to push into our foot to shift our hips 2 inches to the right. And then allow your crossed knees to fall to the left. They don't have to come all the way down. You want to leave your chest open, however, and then turn your head to look over your right hand. And then bring the knees back to center, uncross the legs, reshift the hips back to center. Take your left leg, cross it over the right, like you're sitting in a chair, knee over knee. Shift the hips 2 inches to the left as you allow your knees to fall to the right. And then look over your left arm to your left hand. And then slowly bring your head back to center, knees back to center, uncross, reshift your hips back to center. Give one more squeeze of your knees into your chest. And then please come into your favorite Shavasana, extending your legs long and becoming comfortable on your mat. Focus on your breath. Slow down your breathing. Take an inventory of your body, find any areas of tension, and release them. I'm going to read you a poem by Mary Oliver. Mary Oliver is known for her lots of imagery in her poems, and imagery helps relax the mind. This one is called The Loon. Not quite 4 a.m. when the rapture of being alive strikes me from my sleep, and I rise from the comfortable bed and go to another room where my books are lined up in their neat and colorful rows. How magical they are. I choose one and open it. Soon, I have wandered in over the waves of the words to the temple of thought. And then I hear outside over the actual waves, the small, perfect voice of the loon. He is also awake, and with his heavy head uplifted, he calls out to the fading moon, to the pink flush swelling in the east that soon will become the long, reasonable day. Inside the house, it is still dark, except for the pool of lamplight in which I am sitting. I do not close the book. Neither, for a long while, do I read on. Please bring your awareness back to your breath and deepen your breathing as you make small movements to wake up your body. Please bend your knees and roll onto your right side in a fetal position to seal the practice. And in doing so, you're sealing off the masculine side of your body, which is hot, bright, fiery. And you are exposing the feminine side of your body, which is cool, dark, and calm. And that calmness will carry you for the rest of the day, very slowly, keeping a quiet mind. Please push up to seated. And then I shall do my closing chant. If you care to join me, please do. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light. Victory to the Cat Rock Yoga class and to the inner teacher. Jai Shri Satguru Maharaj Ki Jai.